followed by Philippines. We are at third place. So Kenya is third. Really, are we at that level?
No, we are not at that level. This, I just say, this is just more of a propaganda.
Hmm.
Because in Kenya, in fact, yes, you are in Kenya, and you know very well that most of our investors wamekimbia. Most of them
Hmm.
wamekimbia wameenda Tanzania. Most of them wamekimbia wameenda Uganda.
Hmm.
We ourselves, our clients wamewacha kazi, wamekimbia wameenda kufanya kazi zingine kule Uganda because of
Hmm.
economy in Kenya. It is not even
Hmm.
favorable for them to work here.
Hmm.
Sasa mtu
Hmm.
akikwambia kuwa people are coming to invest in Kenya, those are the lies of you, of this guy. Ruto ndo
Hmm.
anapenda uongo. There's nothing that
Hmm.
economy is stable. Economy ingekuwa stable, sasa kazi zingekuwa mingi. Imagine ni
Hmm.
jana ama ni juzi walikuwa wanatangaza kusema 70 people, 70,000
Hmm.
watu wamepoteza kazi. Sasa watu wamepoteza kazi huku tunaambiwa
Hmm.
kwa economy iko stable, at we are number 3, people are coming to invest in
Hmm.
Kenya. These are all lies. Economy in Kenya is doing bad.
All right.
No,
Hmm.
Mr. G, we are told we are number three, we are ahead of China, we are ahead of Canada, and the same person is telling you that we need to take Kenyans to go and work in those countries so that they can be able to bring back money. So, how do we grow our GDP? How can I convince my grandmother that investors are flocking Kenya, and we know investors create jobs with their investments? Then you also tell me that you want me to fly and go to China, where these investors are coming from. They're coming to Kenya to create jobs, and you want me to
Hmm.
go and get employed there. Does it really make some sense? I think these are kind of stories. But back to what I say, it depends with the audience. There are some stories that we were told that you can't buy them. It takes you to lose your brain or suspend your thinking capacity and become a swamp rat for you to believe this kind of stories. I know there are people who are
Now,
believing, and it is so sad that even people who've gone to school, I'm not an economist, but it's so sad that people who have got some basic economic uh, knowledge will clap. But I know they're just clapping not because they're agreeing with it, but they're just clapping to please the king. They're just
Hmm.
clapping because when the king is naked, you don't need to tell the king that the king is naked lest you lose your life. So you need to encourage the king that you see your suit is smart, such kind of
Hmm.
things. That's the
Now, Leo,
problem.
for the first time, I want to put you on the spot. You have refuted the claims from IMF. What facts, how, and what would you say? Where do we rank? What source should we use to rank Kenya? Because we always base our arguments on facts. Where should we seek to find out exactly how Kenya is performing?
Actually, IMF does not make sense to individuals who are in my village. Majority of the people who are complaining or who depend on maybe the government policies to change their lives. So IMF and those kind of things are alien to them. It's just like somebody who've done some theology coming to preach to you. There's some deeper message that you cannot understand. So the only SI unit that we can use that a common mwananchi, this is a government where majority of hustlers can understand, is when they can be able to afford the basic needs. Actually, here we are not even talking of saving. We are not even talking of insurance, whether they are able to buy some insurance cover for themselves, whether they're able to save for their kids' school fees. But we are talking of basic needs. So as long as you are not, majority are not able to afford the basic needs, whether IMF ranks you top, whether they rank you bottom, it doesn't matter. Go to our neighboring country in Uganda. Somebody will have been asking, why is it that Museveni have managed to lead all those years despite the fact the people who normally see Museveni as a wrong leader are we Kenyans and people from foreign countries who look at a democracy in a different angle. But the people of Uganda, you'll never see them on the street simply because however much Museveni rigs himself there, he doesn't interfere with the basic commodities. These guys will always get food. In my constituency, actually, I come from a constituency bordering the Busia, and we buy food from Uganda. And I've never seen Ugandans being given free fertilizers. They have food there. They can be able to afford the basic needs. And that is why they will tell you they are rich. So it doesn't care whether IMF ranks Uganda at the bottom. The fact of the matter is that there they have enough. They can afford the basic needs. You better have food is a basic need, na ukose kuenda shule kusoma, because when you are fed well, even the health problems will not be there. Utapata balanced diet, hautashikwa na kwashiako. So the basic thing that should start in your family, Jex, ensure watoto wamekula. Wakisha kula hata hospitali utapunguza mbio za kwenda hospitali. Why do people go to hospital? Most of these health problems are
Mr. Leo, what's the difference between your statement and what Gachagua said, that what Mount Kenya needs ni mchele na nyama? What's the difference between
the difference is he said Mount Kenya needs mchele na nyama when he know very well Mount Kenya cannot produce mchele na nyama for themselves. They don't have that mchele na nyama. He said that the government is going to give it.
I think Mwea wana produce mchele, and Mwea is in Central.
Do you see mchele ya Mwea in a supermarket? If I send you today, utaenda uipate?
I don't want to argue.
No, if I just want to give you that challenge, just go to any supermarket, sample randomly, if you will get.
A moderator. I don't want to
you need to go and sample them and tell me hii ni mchele ya Mwea if you see it. Those mchele you see there from China.
Okay.
Allow Mr. Penn to praise the king.
Yes, Mr.
What I wanted to say, Jakes, this calculation of GDP is done outside of let me say Africa, outside Kenya. And when they see our president speaking good English in African Union meetings, speaking good English in South Africa the other day, and people are clapping and laughing, some even are standing up, they think Kenya is London. They calculated those GDP using English. They let them come to the ground, and they'll feel what the people of Kenya are feeling. Why are they not putting Tanzania?
But Kenya is London. Wait, Bwana Captain, Kenya is London. The president said that, where is that? Is it Mukuru Kwajenga, those areas? Alisema
he told us Mukuru Kwajenga is Europe, only for us to go and find sewage. And
that is why I'm telling you people always, you are forced to accept that 1 + 1 is 11. Well, you know it is 2.
Exactly.
What's wrong with you?
No. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain.
But no, thank you, Captain. If I had someone strong from UDA, I'm sure
using English.
Most of what you guys are saying should be counted.
Coming to the ground.
It is what it is. But I beg we move forward, Kidogo. But Mr. G seems to have something to say. Yes, sir.
Jex, before we move forward, just one point. Look at our dollar. Sahi, our dollar is imefika to our dollar. And then somebody lies to you that the economy is doing good. How can our dollar almost get into 160? Alafu nakwambia the economy is doing good. Na tusahi tunaanza kufuatwa na Uganda, tunaanza kufuatwa na Tanzania. Wewe si ndio tukua the role model. Sahi tumekuwa watu wengine hata wapumbavu kabisa. I agree with what Captain amesema. I think these people wanna gauge the English and they believe in the lies ambao Ruto anasema.
All right.
And they come to the platform like this, they are listening at the background. They think Kenya is very nice.
Just one moment. I really want to be fair to you guys. This platform is equally your platform. So if you feel that I'm equally addressing Akina Geoffrey Ruto and many joining us, that if you really want to defend and counter the narratives, of course, propagated by Mr. G, Mr. Leo, Mr. Captain, I will not restrict you, right? I will not restrict you. Here we allow you to speak. Here we allow you to have your sentiments aired, yeah? So you speak as you see it. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, you speak as you see it, all right? Fantastic. But equally, let me say a big shout out to those who are joining us and equally commenting. Akina Geoffrey Ruto, Akina Larry, Akina Goodyear. All of you, you guys are just but amazing. All right. Can we go to the next topic? What now?
Jex, just a minute. Just a minute. Tell Mr. Ruto, the Ruto una comment that we in Africa, we believe in truth. Hakuna siku tuta support propaganda. There's no way tuta support lies. That's why we speak the way things are in the ground. On the ground, ukienda utapata vitu haziendi sawa, and we refuse kupakapaka mafuta kitu ambayo haifanyiki. So Mr. Ruto, you know, hata Azimio ingekuwa kwa kiti ingekuwa inaongea mambo mabaya, tungewaambia what you are doing is wrong, because we believe in truth and in the
and we are not in a campaign mood now. We are looking in the government. No one is telling the other one vote for me.
And I
Vote for where? We want this
Exactly.
government.
and now I want to hear from Nyagaka. Nyagaka sees from a different lens. Nyagaka, you have an echo. I want you to mute first before I switch on your mic. I want you to mute your TV so that when you speak, you won't have a feedback on your end, so that it's only your phone. So Nyagaka, I don't know if you're now ready, but I'm sure you are going to refute most of all that has been said. But I give you a minute. I don't know if you're good. If you're good, let me know.
I'm good.
Go ahead then.
Sijui nianzie wapi. Hiyo yote wanasema ni kitu of the history of the past. Kama
Mm-hmm.
huyu Nyabaya anasema, Nyabaya, wacha nikuambia kwamba foreign direct investment is of today 2023 2024. Hizi countries zote Germany, Britain, China, all these countries that you are quoting, they have had that direct investment for years, for over 50, 60 years. Ni kama kusema which country grows the highest GDP, which country is growing. It will show us very high. But does that mean that we are like American or we are like Britain? No. They have already passed to where we are passing. So we are growing up to get to there. The foreign direct investment, Kenya ikiwa number 3, ni as of the statistics of today. It is statistics are done from the United Nations, sio country reja. And this direct investment, Kenya ikiwa hapo juu, lazima tukubali na tuwe na raha nyingi, kwa sababu hizi countries zingine una quote silikuwa na hizo for all those years before ya kwamba leo mi nani kapteni vile unasema ati Ruto amekuwa dictator nini nini. There is no country that has a parliament. The parliament sets the rules of the country, and then somebody goes to court, and then they are ruled for. There is no country like that. If you want us to do away with the parliament, so be it. Then we cannot, we don't have to have the parliament set the rules so that the rules can be taken to court, so that the court can, who's ruling? The UDA government or the court? These are useless court that we have. Yule Dani alikuwa anasema, we wanted him to say it last year or a year before, because it is really a waste of our time, because the court, the parliament is supposed to set the rules, and the rules are supposed to be governing that nation for the next 5 years. After the 5 years, then you can change. Then you guys in Azimio can convince most Kenyans to vote for you. They did not vote for you in 2022.
Jax, you should not allow
Sasa,
maybe Pen
No,
to
no, no, no.
mislead. The
Just one
parliament
no,
moment.
no,
doesn't
no, no,
say.
no, no, no. What did Malise? What did
Mr.
Malise?
Leo,
What I was
I, I,
saying.
will I
No,
will
Jax, you
allow
need to
him so
correct
that.
that. Actually, you need.
Listen, allow him to speak. I'll give you time to rebuttal.
He's not
But they
rebutting.
have
He's
been
But
just
he's
speaking for.
correcting.
lying, Mr. Jack.
No,
They have
He's
been
lying.
saying the same thing.
guys,
They have been.
guys,
You guys been saying the same thing for the last
you,
2 hours.
you guys spoke. I listened. Listen to him as well. That's what we call democracy. You don't have to like it. You don't have to believe
But
it.
he's lying. He's lying.
And that's why I'll give you an opportunity for
now,
rebuttal,
Jakes,
Mister.
if we are giving him time,
I'll remain with Pen Nyagaka. I'll remain with Pen Nyagaka. Nyagaka, go ahead. I'll give you time to rebuttal.
Yeah.
Listen to him. We have
No,
listened
no,
to you.
no. Whatever I'm saying is the opposite of what you are saying. I did not call yours a lie. I call yours your belief, the whatever you want to believe in. But you cannot say whatever we believe in, whatever we both the government and one on is a lie. This is a waste of time. Let us be very, very, very clear. You have a different agenda. You have a different argument as to what the government should be doing. And we have the right to rule directly as to how we want this nation. And the captain, what did you the last time you were, I was having a problem. But you asking me that, and then the direct question as why do I really believe in this government, and it is hurting a lot of people, the colleges, what. It is very true. We do not want a government that has only one tribe or two. We want a government that works for everybody or doesn't work for everybody. So that,
Okay.
Captain, this is the time that any country that is a democracy that is changing to a new economy at the beginning, it is very difficult. Captain, whether you put in a way, and I've agreed with Nyabaya.
Now, Leo, what has he said that is a lie? Now
No, what I was
it's a
saying
lie.
that Penn should tell you. Penn has said that the parliament makes laws and these laws are governing after 5 years and they can only be changed after 5 years. In other words, he's agreeing with William Ruto to discredit the judiciary. The role of the parliament is to make laws, but these laws, they don't just make it aimlessly. It doesn't mean if today an MP goes and passes a law there that if Jax you refuse to do this, then you should be hanged. Then it becomes a law for 5 years and it can only be changed after 5 years. The laws that are made in parliament must conform with the Kenyan constitution. The supreme law that we have is a constitution. So any law that you pass must conform with the Supreme Court. With the constitution. That is why you see when the parliament has passed bill, which they can pass because they have majority, somebody, a single person will go to court and will have to overturn it based on the constitutionality. This person will go to court not because the parliament passed this and they were not given time to speak. They will go to court and cite some provisions that were not followed when this law was put into place. Like currently what Okiya Mtata is challenging in court with the issue of housing levy. It is a tax that is forced on you. In this case, I'll ask you, the employers normally give people what is called a house allowance. But in this tax, the employer is going to pay a percentage and you're also paying a percentage. Do you think that employer is going to give you a house allowance and pay for you a mortgage at the same time? So it is illegal. So Nyagaka should understand that the courts exist there to interpret the law. The parliament makes laws that are in line with the constitution. If they were just allowed to make laws at a free will, something that Ruto wants them to do, then we will be having some pariah laws in this country. Go to some country like Eritrea. Those countries don't have laws governing them. It's a pariah country whereby the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, is the law. So Ruto wants to bring that one whereby Ruto becomes the law. He says what he feels is right and what he feels is wrong. Like today, he tells you the court. I've seen Nyagaka talking so bad about the court. But Nyagaka, you'll have to remind these people that you people have been telling us that, number one, William Ruto is a product of the Supreme Court. That is a fact. It is because of the Supreme Court that he is there. So he cannot choose when to agree with the Supreme Court and when to disagree with the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court confirmed that he was duly elected and the Supreme Court was right, then he should maintain the same belief. Because what is the difference between William Ruto and those people who are calling Mandamano saying that the Supreme Court erred? If the Supreme Court is like he's now accepting and confirming that even when Supreme Court confirmed him as the president, it was an error for the Supreme Court to confirm him. If he wants to tell us that sasa sisi tuengelee na kujenga, then why do we need to have these courts?
Okay.
Then why can't we just do away with the courts?
Now, Mr. G, what were you disagreeing with Mr. Nyagaka? And Nyagaka, I'll give you time to respond as well. Mr. G, what was the lie?
You know, Mr. Nyagaka was saying that hizo nini zile numbers ambapo umeshare hapa, that those numbers sijui zimetoka leo, and then those numbers were here since almost 2 weeks ago. The numbers were there. Anaongea kwa ati kitu imefanywa leo, ati imefanywa sijui jana ama leo. So that's why I'm calling I'm saying that those numbers were there since.
Nyagaka, I'll give you time. I really want to be fair to everyone. I'll give you time. It's now Mr. G. Yes, Mr. G.
Yeah, those numbers were there almost 2 weeks ago. And remember, when he's talking about maybe economy is doing good because GDP is growing, look at our economy right now. We are being told that out of 10 shillings, out of $10, 7 are going to pay loans. So how can you tell your people that economy iko sawa and yet 7 out of 10 is going to pay loans? Unabaki na only 3.